They've got a...
Hello, hello, hello. Now we've both got the memo to wear white, which we liked. We were just saying before we joined. I am delighted to be here with my dear friend Chanti from Solutions with Aquarius Rising and Aquarius Rising Africa 2. How are you doing, Chanti, over in South Africa?
It's just amazing. So good to be here, Catherine. Thank you so much. I always love having chats with you. Really, really amazing to be back on your show. We are doing well here. You know, the weather is beautiful. And as you can see, we both got the memo to wear our virginal white. And it's just such a lovely, lovely, lovely little, moment to be in. So really good and happy. Yeah, we're doing well. Summer, beach, nice.
Lovely. And we love doing lives, you and I, because what we're going to be doing today, and I'm really hoping for some audience participation. So anyone in the audience, please do tell us where you're from and don't be shy about asking questions. Oh, hi, Andrea. Lovely to see you. So Chanti and I are going to be starting off the new year with a bang, talking about why, in our opinions, we don't feel that people should be waiting for Medbeds and the revaluations. We're going to have a really good discussion around this, why we feel that, why we're saying it, and what we think people can be doing instead. And Chanti, we've been talking about this a lot, sort of off screen, these sort of areas. But why is this topic so exciting for you?
Let's talk about the Medbeds, Catherine, for starters. I've been a healer for 20 years, a professional healer for 20 years. I work with spiritual alchemy, understanding that energy can never be created or destroyed, only ever transferred or transformed. So, excuse me, on my journey, that has been the formula with which I've worked for the past 20 years, but understood it for a lot longer. Us human beings are beautiful and complex and unique and brilliant, and we are creative geniuses. Our bodies are really beautiful vessels in which we get to express our spirit. It's the vehicle in which we get to express our or get to experience our journey here on earth, right? So, I mean, anyone who knows me and the work I do understands how I value the human body, although I'm completely aware that it's a temporary vehicle in this lifetime. But it's so important to be able to understand how important and brilliant and intelligent this body is. So through understanding how the body works and each and every organ in the body, each and every finger, limb, toe, any part of your body is telling you something. It is taking you to a deeper level of awareness. So through understanding the blockages, the illness, the limitations we've placed on ourselves in whichever form in our lives, that is really a beautiful opportunity to grow and expand. And allow us as human beings to expand. And I see as a comment, when will Medbeds be available in Australia, which is exactly what I'm very not for Medbeds at all, by the way. And I was getting to that point of saying, when we understand as human beings that we cannot just expect the quick fix, we have gotten ourselves to a point through our health or lack thereof, through our life experiences and lack of joy. And I'm just talking about the lack now, okay, because that's where a lot of us get held back. So just talking about the lack, we create a shitty life experience. We create that. So we have to learn how to uncreate that. If we've created that, unconsciously mostly, it is up to us to understand the mistakes we've made, what we should be looking out for in the future, what not to repeat, how not to go about doing certain things, and to understand that every illness is in your body, whether it's genetic or hereditary. And guys, I know I get so much back from this because people love to defend their illness. Your illness, if in your body, you can change that. You can heal that. But it takes spiritual intelligence to get to that point. It takes beautiful inner reflection. It takes self-actualization. And it doesn't mean you now have to go and actualize every single event that you've ever no. We just get to the root of one or two emotions or blockages, and you'll see poof, it just dissolves so many other things. That's how it works. Now, through Medbeds, and I think, and I know probably not a very popular opinion on your channel, I'm not really sure, but I do not agree with that at all. As far as I'm concerned, that's something coming from the light side of the system. Now, if any of you guys have watched my interviews with Jessie, we talk about the dark side of the system, which is what she was groomed for, the Queen Mother of Darkness, and then the light side of the system being the Cabal or the Illuminati system, right? So the light side are the ones that pretend to be doing the good things and will come with masquerading and do the healing when these witchy battles have been going on and stuff like that, right? So
can I just say, just before we go on, with everyone in the comments, don't worry, we're going to come back, Susie and everyone else, to your questions. But what we'll do is we'll have a bit of discussion, and then I'll be coming back through to the questions so that we don't lose the flow, because I've got quite a lot to chat about this as well. So don't worry, Susie, we will come back to you. Carry on, Chanti, because I've got lots of...
Yeah, so I just want to say, you know, that one of the big reasons we got to this scamdemic to begin with, right? Let's focus on that, is because we as human beings decided the quick fix was better.
Yeah.
We chose the quick fix, right? Think about how we've lived. Now, I'm a farm girl, okay? I'm coming from a place where we grow our own food. So it was a shock to me when I got to the point of realizing people didn't appreciate and understand food the way that I did. So people are into quick meals, quick fixes, quick dating, quick relationships, moving. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to be done quickly. Microwave, the quicker it can be cooked, the better. You know, frozen this, pre-done, We've lost our connection to begin with. We've lost our connection to food, to nature, to our spirits, to spirituality, right? So we've then been able to succumb. And that's how we've lost our health as well. We've lost our connection to our own health by A, giving our power away, and B, by consuming so much processed foods and so much stuff that is not good for us just because we need to feel full, right?
Yeah.
And instead of going about it and understanding, for example, food is my medicine, okay, to sit with myself and understand that is my medicine. Now, let's look at that. And this is exactly how Big Pharma has gotten to us with this zappity-doo-dah day that they're giving us, right? Now, the same thing on the other side. Now we are being made promises that there's this magical frequency bed you're going to sit on. And within moments, however many moments they might be, you're just going to be buzzed into illumination and enlightenment. Pretty much. I know I'm being a little bit dramatic, but that's what I'm saying. We have to see the correlation. I'm not saying that we can't get help. I'm a great lover of frequency medicine. I love the Rife machines. I love that. But with that, it's a different thing. You're sitting with someone who's working with you, and you are being told, let's say your liver is a problem, you need to detox your liver. So you are going off, and then with the help of frequency, you are now also taking the responsibility, for example, to detox your liver. But right now, we're being given these quick fix alternatives. People are getting super happy that we can do this. My point is that is a BS story. If you think you're going to get on a med bed and have all your problems and all your illnesses taken away in a heartbeat and you're going to be elevated to the 27th dimension, that is not true. I think
Yeah.
anyone who is being told that or has that idea,
Yeah.
I don't believe that's true.
I'm 100% with you. And the reason I wanted to have this conversation with Chanti, because I know we always go through, got some really, a lot of personal opinions about this, is because there's a reason why for thousands and thousands of years, whether it's authority figures or religions, have kept this ability, this knowledge that we are all our own healers, which is why I put Liz's comments up here. So I must put my glasses on because my screen's tiny. Liz's comment up here about told I'm supposed to be a healer. Now, for me, I believe, so do I believe Medbeds exist? I believe there are loads of healing technologies already available to all of us. And I'm going to come to some of the other comments, like versus one about the iTerra wand. I think there's loads of quantum healing tools. There's loads of natural healing modalities. There's frequency healing. There's herbs. There's energy healing. There's sound healing. There's light healing. There's so many different types of healings. But for me, when you look at the way that every religion, every political party, every authority, the fact that we on the platform we're on now cannot even talk about openly about natural healing modalities, otherwise they get removed and censored and we get banned, says it all. So for me, this whole movement through the Medbeds and the revaluation, for me, Chanti, and everyone watching, it's my personal opinion, is it's not that I don't believe these things will happen, but I believe it's a very dangerous agenda to be promising this magic tool, as you were saying, on a string that's not encouraging people to do their own work, because it doesn't work like that. The laws of the universe, energy, in my opinion, don't work like that. And let's put it in a scenario where people win a large amount of money on the lottery. Time and time and time, it's shown again, this does not help them. It often ruins their lives, and they often squander it and are a lot unhappier afterwards. And the same with magical healing, if we haven't learnt the lesson from it. So I've been very worried throughout this whole last few years, where we've got the different sides of the narrative talking. And Chanti, and I think I want to hear if you agree with me or not, and everyone in the comments, where if any of us are being encouraged by anyone to give our power away and wait for someone or something else to come along and save us, whether that's on the financial savior side of things or the healing side of things, we are completely missing the point. So I think this is what I'm saying is like you were saying, the Rife machines, the energy healing. Yes, you were asking about the Terra wand. I think, Vera, I think they're brilliant. I know people have had amazing results with those. So I would encourage people to try and look at what they can do themselves and participate in it. So working with, whether you want to call it a healer, a teacher, a shaman, a therapist, whatever resonates with you, and having that partnership where you are taking responsibility for your own healing and using other people and other tools and techniques to guide you, for me is wonderful, but not to expect anyone to or anything to come along and do it for you.
You hit the nail on the head with the word you used there, partnership. It is a partnership. And Susie Q, I know you from my channel as well. Thank you. I love seeing you. Yes. When we go, when the body goes through a lot of, and I'm going to call it chemical abuse, because that's really what it is. That they're pumping your body full of chemicals. It doesn't really know which way to do, what it's going, how to react in your body. So very often has this erratic effect. Okay. I want to absolutely say this unequivocally, beyond a shadow of doubt. Spiritual intelligence is by far the most powerful healer. Whatever your denomination is, I call it God, my divine creator, the source. To me, it's the same being that really rolls off people's lips in a different word, because whatever people feel comfortable with. So the first thing, let's go back to the Bible stories, right? Let's look at Jesus, who was in our time, in my opinion, and I have a great love for Jesus, the most amazing healer ever. That's why I love Jesus and I follow Jesus, because that's the healer. Now, there was two things that Jesus understood, or that people also understood. Certain people could apparently just touch his robe as he walked by and they were healed. Well, he certainly, carried that magnetic frequency that permeated that. Secondly, the person being healed had to believe healing was available to them, they were worthy of it, and it was possible. Those people had such a strong belief. Now, as a healer for 20 years, when people come and challenge me and say, well, I bet you can't heal my headache. Why would I want to? I don't want to heal your headache. You must want to heal your headache. I don't really care if you've got a headache or not. Sorry if I sound crass. So if you believe you're having continuous headaches and you understand there's something more behind this than just the hot sun, then we talk, because that's your body speaking to you. So, you've got to believe that you are worthy, it's possible, and it's available to you. Secondly, Jesus, when he was healing people, he never ever saw them as ill or unwell. He only saw them in their true divine light. So it was that partnership of you are divine, you are complete, you are well, and someone else being drawn into that frequency, the person is healed, saying, no, I'm willing, I know I can be healed, I can walk, I want to walk so badly, I know it's possible, and I know that you have the energy that can be the catalyst for me, that creates that next level for me. You see, that's the relationship that we have. So when people say to me, Chantal, can you heal me? I can help you. Oh, hell yeah. I'll be the best healer you'll ever have. Why? Because I'm not going to let you get addicted to me ever. I'm going to be walking next to you and I'll hold your hand and guide you when you need to. But I'm also going to let you go fly when I feel that you are strong enough. So all I do is give you information that your spirit requires. Whether you respond to that information or not is entirely up to you. You can resist it and tell me I'm full of shit. Or you can tell me, wow, you've really struck a chord with me. Oh, you triggered me, Chantal. I'm so angry with you. And I'm going to go, I know, and that's okay. I'm happy to be a mirror for your anger right now. And that's what I'm saying. So when we get to that consciousness, that's when healing of anything becomes available. But then you also go through this incredible journey of understanding what stopped you from being that to begin with. It's an incredible journey that just opens up and you just become more expanded and more expansive as a person. The last thing I want to do is sit on a med bed. You've got to be kidding. No. No. You will not.
Sorry.
Carry on.
Sorry, when we're interrupting each other, folks, we're not being rude. There's a delay, so it's like, oh, I'm so with you. And what I've seen, I mean, both of us work in this sort of line, and that's why we love our work so much, because it's not work, it's our passion, it's our life, it's our way of being. Because nothing gives me greater pleasure when people, which is why I put Lisa's comment up here, I want to remember what I did to get the partial result I've had. Well, how you're going to remember, Lisa, is to go back there, feel it, go in, do the work, try different things. So I was on a call last night with some of the people that use one of the quantum healing tools that I recommend, the ASEA. Now, a lot of people don't like you talking about buying a device or taking a product or whatever. So my view on life, which is just mine, you don't have to agree with it, is that we can all cure ourselves completely without these external tools and techniques. But why would we not make life easy for ourselves? We've all got various different things that we're doing in our days and various different demands on our energy, attention, our time. So when we can take these tools, and Lisa, there'll be things when you start perhaps getting your journal out and flow writing about it, or sitting in quietness or meditation or grounding on the earth, or whichever works for you, or doing some deep breathing exercises, you'll get that aha moment and you'll remember where you wanted to pick up from your journey on that healing, on the healing cycle for you. But nothing gives me more pleasure personally. You know, last night I heard all these people sharing their amazing stories of things that they hadn't even thought about healing. And what happens is that energy and the belief, like you said, Chanti, without that trust, without that real core belief in your heart, in your soul, in your real being, that you can heal yourself, you're not going to get there, because this is our lesson, and this is our lesson in life. And there's been so many studies done, which I absolutely love, that show that when you achieve something in your life, whatever it is, if it's too easy, you don't get that sense of satisfaction. The sense of satisfaction is over there. But if you've participated in that journey and worked through whatever you need to work through to do that, the rewards are absolutely boundless. So, you know, this is where, we're not designed to sit here on this planet on our bums doing nothing. We're designed to contribute. And the lovely comment that made earlier, that quite a lot of people saying about they want to be healers. We're all healers. And what I find most beautifully, and Peacemaker, you explain this beautifully in my eyes, is that when we go on this journey of self-exploration and we try these things for ourselves, and what you want to try, you'll all be drawn to different things. There's so many different ways that you can heal yourself. And then when you gain that knowledge and that experience, you'll naturally want to start sharing that with others. And this is how we break free from the bonds, from the cabal, from the control systems that we've all been talking about for the last few years, and a lot of people a lot longer. Because for me, promising people revaluation and medbeds, I am not saying they don't exist and these things aren't going to happen. What I'm going to say is, how is that different from the control systems that we've all been put under that state? This is asking for someone else or something else to come and save you. And we will never move out of this mess, you know, in that thing. So I think it's really exciting to me. You know, you imagine if you've taken that step, like you're talking about all the time. I mean, I recognize so many of these people on the chat. It's so wonderful to see this interaction, and I will go back through your comments, because it's just so wonderful to see these people that are just participating and saying, yeah, I'm ready, I'm doing it, and then sharing what works for you, because there is no one panacea, one size fits all. We'll all resonate with different things at different times, and then we'll be ready for the next thing, and then we'll be ready for the next thing. And sharing it, for me, is the biggest gift we can all do to break us free from these chains, this control that we've all been put under.
Absolutely. I want to just, someone had made a comment earlier on, I'm not quite sure who, but saying, well, medbeds are going to be free, and all the modalities will be costing. And yeah. Okay. Hi, Carol. Okay. You see here exactly again, I want to just point out, and please never any disrespect intended to anyone, except medbeds will be free. You see there again, how do we know medbeds are going to be free? Who's telling you that? Okay. Secondly, the whole objective of this conversation is to understand that you actually don't need a medbed. You need yourself, your willingness to believe that you are so much greater than what you actually are. You don't have to feel it right now, but your willingness to believe it, that it's there, that healing is available to you, and that you are worthy of it. Because I'll tell you now, that is your birthright. Miracles are your birthright. Miracles aren't something that happened to us and, oh my goodness, a beautiful miracle on earth. We are a miracle. The fact that you are here is a miracle. The fact that you're sitting having this conversation is already saying the healing is there. Thank you, Susie. So the point is that when you decide that you choose healing, it takes that spiritual awareness, like the spiritual connection. So breathe, meditate, pray. That's the kind of stuff we're talking. Sit with your journal, write, speak to someone. And the minute you take that first step, it's like God opens the doors and people find you. They kind of, and just you happen to find the right book, or you happen to see the right meme at the right time, or the right person just happens to be doing a talk in your area on this. The most incredible things start happening. But the whole point about this is, please do not give your power away, guys. Medbeds are not going to save you. They're not. They're not. You are going to save you. You are your savior. Your love for yourself is what's going to save you. And if you can't see the love that you feel for yourself, then look through your child's eyes. Become your child for 10 seconds, or your mother, or your partner, whatever that might be. If you're feeling that lack of love within yourself, see it from someone else's eyes, how important you are to them. We start with just the little things, the constant reminder. You might not be feeling it right now, but you know it. You know it. So it's just that. And the more you do it, you're in the right place at the right time. You just happen to miss the bus that was supposed to hit you by 5 centimeters, kind of thing. You know, things just go in your direction. Things just start falling in your direction. There's nothing else you need to do other than believe in yourself, and that there is this amazing, greater spirit than you, whether you call it God, the divine, the source, the creator, that you are connected directly to, that loves you, adores you, and only you. And you are never alone. You are always supported. And when you tap into that, nothing can go wrong. You don't need a med bed. You don't need a doctor. Your body looks after itself. That's what's beautiful.
I love this question from Kirsty, Chanti, where Kirsty says, what do you suggest trying to overcome different fears holding us back? I've tried meditation, deep breathing, and tried going within and can't find solutions. Well, I love that, Kirsty. I love the fact that you've tried these different things. My question back to you would be, for how long? So with these is why they're called a practice of meditation, breathing practices, the clues in the name, the practice. So what I would say is, you know, Chanti, Bryce and I talk about this a lot, about the resistance. The resistance is the message to you and what breaking through. So I would keep going. I would listen and try different things, but I wouldn't flip from one thing to another too much. I would actually make sure, because consistency is key. So these things are not a wonder cure and then you've done it. So I often get asked with various healing modalities, supplements, equipment, you know, oh, how long do I have to take it to? Well, the thing is, life is happening to us. We're participating at every second of every day. So if we see what's going on around us, we've got challenges from the air, from the water, from EMF, from food, from toxic people, from all sorts of ways. So we can choose to look at that, or we can choose to say, how fantastic, there's all these solutions to work through. So my advice to you, Kirsty, and we'll see what Chanti has to say as well, there are so many different things, but I would take something and really stick with it and really work through that resistance. So whether it's breathing, whether it's meditation, whether it's journaling, whether it's cold showers, whether it's exercise, whether it's changing your diet, the reality is our current life is a perfect mirror for our thoughts and therefore what we're manifesting energetically. Now, this isn't a criticism to all of us. Trust me, I laugh at what I manage to manifest when it's not what I want all the time. I'm like, oh, but I enjoy it. I listen to those lessons and things now, and then I do something about it. So the inspired action, the taking action, is the absolutely missing link that I think a lot of people don't do. So what would you say? Anything else you'd say to Kirsty, Chanti?
I would definitely say that, yeah, journaling would be probably the most important thing. I have, when people do my programs and stuff like that, and when I have my students and my clients and things, one thing that is very important is that we take our, what I call the power hour, or your morning hour, where you take 1 hour a day for yourself. And in that day, and I'm going to give you guys this, so get your pens and papers, because this is a game changer. It's a life changer. First thing you do when you wake up in the morning, before rushing out of bed or whatever, and those of you wake up with an alarm clock. Firstly, don't wake up with a screeching alarm. Put on a gentle tone that kind of eases you out of sleep, if you have to use an alarm at all, because you can also tell yourself, I need to be up at 5 a.m., right? So you want to just gently wake yourself up. But then you're going to lie or sit for 10 minutes, and you're just going to breathe. Deep, slow, rhythmical breathing. And as you're lying or sitting in your bed, while you're still in your bed, just enjoy the feeling of having your head on a pillow, the blanket over you, the comfort. Doesn't matter what emotional state or financial state or anything you might be in right now. Right now, this minute, you are safe in bed, you can breathe, you've got your health, you've got you, and just for 10 minutes, breathe. Every time your mind runs off, and it's going to at least 1 million times, so don't judge yourself when you do, gently bring your thoughts back. Just bring it back to yourself and to your body. And start counting your breaths, because then it's going to keep you more present. So you count your breaths. Deep, slow, rhythmical breathing. And then, boom, after 6, it goes off again. Oh, wonderful, bring it back. Well, that's awesome. Early on, it left after 3. So you're getting progress, or you're having fun with yourself. You're having, instead of saying, oh, you're so stupid, oh my God, I can't do that, oh, I hate myself, I slam it all down, you see, no, you have fun with yourself. Say, okay, let's see how we can control our thoughts and our mind today. So, okay, there's progress, good for you, Chantal. So you then start doing that. So breathing is very important. Then no matter what the situation, no matter what the weather, get up and thank God for this beautiful day. Thank you, God, for the sun that's shining, that melts away the night, that brings new light to this day. Thank you for the air, the trees that give us air. Thank you for the waters in the ocean. Thank you for these beautiful plants in my garden, for these noisy bloody frogs. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And that's my favorite plant, and you my favorite plant, and you my favorite tree. Everything's my favorite thing right now. Just thank you for this amazing planet that we live on. We take our small little issues so for granted that we forget how to be grateful, because where would we be without the sun? If the sun didn't rise, we're screwed.
Completely.
Exactly. So we really be grateful for something that is not you, something that is greater than you. Then get yourself a journal, right? And then you're going to take 5 topics of your life, anything that's occurring in your life. and you write down only the positive aspects. So now, obviously, if your bank manager is about to take your house, just don't even have that in the topic right now. Something that's going to give you anxiety or more fear. Like, oh, my cat. God, I love my cat. I'm just watching him play there in the garden, and he gives such joy to my heart. You see, you want to then be working on the things that bring you joy. So the beautiful flower that opened, it might seem completely insignificant to you or your situation, but the fact that your energy is lifting your frequency. And that's not just going to lift your frequency in one or two areas, it lifts your frequency in every other area. So you want to do the little things. Have a photograph of your baby with the first teeth, or a special moment. Have it in your wallet or have it on your desk and just smile every time you see that. You know, your kittens, your dogs. If there's 3 things in your life that bring you joy, keep focusing on those 3 things. And soon you're going to see, oh, there's something else, and there's something else, and there's something else. So, and I like it.
Can I just add, just before you go on to the next one, because I've just finished reading the Celestine Prophecy for the multiple times. It's an absolute brilliant book. But this focusing your energy with love is so powerful. Obviously, they explain this in great detail in the Celestine Prophecy, but I don't want anyone to underestimate just how powerful this is, because when you start doing that and practicing it regularly, you'll find that your whole energy field will open up and raise, and everything you interact with will pick up on that, and you'll see even more beauty, and then you're on this positive spiral. So I just wanted to pick up on that before you moved on.
Totally. And that is why it's so important, you know. As I said, keep it, let go and let God. Whatever your issues are, pray about it. And when you pray, you don't ask, you pray with gratitude. Thank you for this experience. I always say to God, I have no idea what I've got to learn out of this. You know, I'm as confused as hell right now. And at the moment, I feel like dragging myself all over the floor. But anyway, you know how I feel. So here I am, just waiting for the solution. And I know it's there. So I have dramatics with myself, honestly. I play out a role to the nth degree. If I had to live with, that's probably why I'm single, because if I had to live with anyone, they'd probably think I was crazy. But it's really good. I have a great relationship with my creator. I'll tell you that much. My creator is my best friend. And I'm cheeky, and I'm obstinate, and I'm challenging, and I'm all these things. And I get my answers because I know they're there. And I just have to be in that moment to receive them. You see, it's one thing asking. It's another thing being in the place where you can receive. And what we're doing right now is we're preparing ourselves to put ourselves into a place where we receive, whether it's more money, whether it's more health, whether it's better relationships. But, you know, these are the things. So we put ourselves in a place of receiving. And literally we then get inspired to apologize to my mother. Oh, no, I can never do that. Okay, well, then write a letter to her, and don't ever give it to her, but write a letter. And that's what the next step is the journaling. Also with that, I want to say every difficult situation or person in your life, write them a letter. Dear Dad, right now I feel like murdering you. I wish I did, if that's how you feel. Write your truth. You see, this is your truth. This is your place to release your pain. This is the safe space. So many of us say, oh, I can't say that. I'm saying you better say it. If you're thinking it, you better say it, but say it in a place that is constructive, where you're saying, God, this is how I feel, and I'm so annoyed, but I know that there's something in it for me. I just can't see it. And leave it at that, which is still saying you're aware that there's something amiss, but you understand that there's something you missing as well. So what do I need to see for me to see the whole situation? Show me. And then stop blaming others for not seeing it, because that's the time we tend to then project our shit onto others and blame them for our issues that go wrong. It's at exactly that point you hold your tongue, you hold your emotions, You just love where you're at, feeling frustrated and not reacting to your frustration, feeling angry but not reacting. It's a beautiful place to be when you can do that, because in that marinade of chaos comes the stillness. That's where the alchemy resides. And that's when you get that inspired action. So it's not someone motivating you or kicking your ass. It's you sitting in that moment where you just think you're a collapse and everything is going wrong. And suddenly the phone rings and someone calls you and says, listen, I got a deal for you. And suddenly that unexpected phone call from your mom comes and says, I really miss you. When can we talk? After 5 years. And suddenly and then your whole life changes.
Yeah. And this
that
is true. This is so true, because when you open up that honesty, sorry, I was just pointing out a couple of things. When you open up that honesty with yourself about your true things, then you'll receive it back for others. Now, you, as Chanti said, you don't have to give them the letter, but at least you're being honest and you're not withholding those emotions, because that will put an energy.
Burn it if you want to. Burn it afterwards.
Yeah.
Fire is a very powerful transformation, but be true to yourself. You see how many of us sit down and we swallow our words, and we have learned how to do that, and that makes us sick. It's giving us cancer. It's giving us eczema. It's giving us itches. It's giving us anxiety. And all of that is fragmented thoughts and emotions, you see. So when we start realizing that I'm doing this to me in a non-judgmental way, then we can realize I'm the only one who can undo this. And that's very exciting, super exciting, because no one else can. Then you look at that med bed, you want to kick it like a rugby ball out the window, because nothing is going to give you the expansion of your spirit that these realizations do. The ones I'm talking about now, the ones where you think it's absolutely impossible to get through the situation, and suddenly, by faith alone and knowledge and strength and a belief, boom, there it is. That realization of what you've achieved as an individual in your sovereign strength is the most empowering situation. And that is what births your confidence, because confidence grows when you know what you can achieve, when you know your strength, when you know your abilities. That is what grows your confidence, not sitting in a med bed and suddenly, poof, there it goes. And now you elevating and, oh, what was that about?
And it's such fun developing it and sharing it. And this is the
beautiful.
The shamans talk about all the time. And when we look, for me, why do I say, and why does Chanti say so positively, stop waiting? Because the whole control scenario that's been played out for more millennia than they've ever told us even existed is all about this relying on someone else, putting your power outside. And there's a big difference between not working together and sharing gifts. It's fantastic to share your gifts, to learn. You learn that knowledge and you pass it on. You learn that knowledge and you pass it on. And this is the way that human society and all animals and nature do all the time. Even trees and plants communicate like this through the rhizomes. And I love this comment here. This is fantastic. Thank you, Baba Girl. I'm angry. Great inspiration. Yes, so many people are hanging on the RV because they want to help the world. Now, I'm just going to say something on this, and I think Chanti will too. For me, and trust me, it's taken me quite a long while to realize this, the way that we help the world the most is by being the best versions of us we can be. So when we all step into this love vibration, whatever you want to call it, that is not toxic positivity. It's not false thing. It's when we really start to see the beauty in everything. And someone was asking about the Celestine Prophecy, James Redfield. If you haven't read that book, it's a brilliant book to read. He's done various other ones, sequels to it. And there's another book I'm going to be doing on my, I'm doing Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King on my book club, but I've got another brilliant one also that I'm going to be starting concurrently. because when we're looking at the RV, it's the same issue, the revaluation, about people giving us money. One, first and foremost, who is actually going to be able to look at being given this money and know whether it's the dark evil plan or the good people? From a normal person, that's impossible. And if we want to do good, we start doing it now. We don't wait for anyone to give us something, and how whatever way that wants to work with you. So my passion, as you all know, is animals. So I've already got my little rescue sanctuary, and I do get up at 5 o'clock every morning, go to bed very late to do it, because I'm passionate about it, and every animal is teaching me something. If I couldn't have the situation where I could have the animals and care for them myself, I would volunteer to a neighbour whose dog needed walking because they couldn't anymore, or a cat that needed grooming or something, or a local shelter. Now, that's just one example of animals, but we do not need to wait for anyone to give us something to help start helping others by being the best versions of ourselves. And absolutely, the Metaphysical Anatomy by Annette Rose, I've got that. I love that book, and I use it a lot with my clients or not. So I love this fact that you're all so wanting to do things. But my honest opinion is, if you're waiting for the revaluation, you are fooling yourself, and you are being controlled in a way, in a nefarious way, because any sort of control of making you wait for something, when I've got this, I'm going to be happy, is taking your power away and sucking your life force.
I agree. You are here to create your own abundance, whatever that is, health, finances, relationships, well-being. And it begins with you. And honestly, when we realize that power within us, and it starts with us creating, I was just looking, ASEA Carey, confidence increases when there is a heartfelt revelation of how much one is valued and loved. With the love that never fails, a transformation occurs. And that love comes from you. You see, that's what I'm saying. So with this constant, and, let's look at something, guys. I want to just talk about how this really works now that I've messed half my bottle over my dress. Calm down, Chantal. But that's what I want to say, let's look at rejection. Many of us, that is something that many of us have faced in our lives. Rejection from lovers, spouses, unrequited love, parents, whatever it is. That it's a very painful thing to go through. We all understand that. So let's look at rejection. And maybe you've been rejected by 3 lovers in your life, and your father ran away when you were 6 and he married your aunt, and they never wanted, whatever it is, whatever that is for you. Then I'm going to say to you, right, and you get to a point where you're in your 30s or 40s and you'll come and see me, and you are now just completely, you're about to become a serial killer because you're so frustrated. And I'll go and ask Mark, what I would say to you is then, right, okay, so let's look. Doesn't matter, don't the drama about who rejected you, how many times, and what lengths they went to do it, I'm not interested in. That's drama, that's fodder, that's food that keeps this nonsense alive. We look at the underlying emotion. So the underlying emotion would be rejection. So I would say, right, let's look at the word rejection. And since we live in a world of polarization and polar opposites, the opposite of rejection is acceptance, embracing, uniting, right? So since we understand you are pure positive energy, every cell in your body vibrates your frequency and broadcasts that into the world. And that's the one thing that never lies. And we understand energy attracts its same vibration, right? So if you are attracting rejection over and over and over again, my question to you would be, where have you rejected you? Where do you not show up for yourself every morning for your exercise? Where do you keep saying, yes, I'll do it tomorrow, but you don't? Where do you keep saying, okay, I'm going to start doing my morning hour or my inspiration time or whatever, but I keep saying, no, not today. We'll do it tomorrow. Think about the dialogue you are having in your head and the actions you are having to yourself. But yet when it comes to your boss or your family, oh boy, you are there over time, second to none. You keep giving to others and you keep denying yourself. Are you surprised people are doing that to you? It's called law of correspondence or law of attraction. Simple, or the mirror. So whatever you are experiencing, take it away from the drama. I don't want to hear about how many times your husband did this or your wife did that. That's drama. You keep creating that. And the more you're not looking at this, the more of that you're going to create. You're going to have a forest of that. So let's look at the underlying emotion. Rejection, betrayal. If you're being betrayed over and over and over again, where are you not being truthful with yourself? Where do you keep lying to yourself by you keep saying yes instead of no? Or you keep swallowing it and instead of saying no, right? So you keep betraying yourself, yet you expect others to be true to you. It can't match. So does it mean you blame yourself? No, but you take responsibility. There's a big difference between blaming yourself, because if you're blaming yourself, you're still in the place of woundedness. You're not yet to blame yourself. We're all just doing it together. Soon you're going to start laughing at this. But it's about really just taking it back to yourself. And then you say, okay, how do I start being true to me? Let me get up and do my thing. Let me show up for myself. Let me be true to me. Because in that way, I automatically assert boundaries. I don't have to put down boundaries. Sometimes, yes, depending on the situation. But your confidence immediately grows and grows and grows invisibly around you. And you automatically have that as your boundary. People don't try and stuff with your mind anymore. They don't try and take chances with you anymore. They don't. So that's what I'm saying. So when you keep having bad health, where are you not taking care of your own emotional needs? Because bad health physically is a reflection of something energetically that is not well inside of you. Dis-ease, the body is not at ease. So all we do when we do healing is we bring the body back into balance. No medbed required, nothing else required except you, your faith, and your desire to heal or change or whatever it is. Healing doesn't have to be anything physical. It could be just changing a mindset. It could be a mental condition. It could be physical. Doesn't matter what it is. When you start bringing yourself back into balance, these things heal themselves. You don't have to go out and heal this and heal that. You just take care of the core, your heart. And your heart is taken care of. Everything is fine.
And the great thing I find is you can decide right here, right now. Everything works. Different types of therapy work for different people. And I'm not discounting that at all, because we're all on our own unique journeys. And again, this is what I love about the journey of a shaman, is everyone's journey is unique. Everyone's gift is unique. Yes, you can share common principles and lessons, but the way that will manifest for us all as individuals will be very different. So I teach people how to be equine iridologist and herbalist, and every one of my students has got the most unique gift. So they'll take what means they get to a level of confidence, and then they'll put their own energy and gifts into it, and it's beautiful to see. I love this by Nana Rosebud. Plants respond to music. Do trees have souls? And would love to know if plants can communicate. So my view is absolutely trees have souls. My higher self communicates with the trees all the time. And quite frankly, their wisdom is absolutely amazing. And there's so many studies that have been done, if you want to look at it at the scientific level as well, about how trees and all plants communicate with itself. It's absolutely brilliant. That's why so many people are into no-dig gardening now and not harrowing and ploughing, because you break a lot of those physical communication and chemical communication networks. Obviously, there's other ways they can do it, but why would we want to actually break down something that's an important part of that? So the more we understand and ask these questions, the more we get these aha moments within all of us. And this is where this beauty of energy exchange, there is an absolute abundance of energy, of love, of wealth, of health, whatever. And my belief as part of my journey and all of our journeys is to learn how to tap into that and then keep the flow. You know, there's a real reason why we talk about in any sort of spiritual practice getting into the flow state, because we're not looking to grab something and hold on to it and keep it for ourselves, whether that's money, whether that's health, whether that's knowledge, whether that's love, whatever it is. What we're meant to do is grow our own cup so it spilleth over, and then we have got plenty to give out elsewhere.
Absolutely. 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 That's exactly what it's about. And we can't do that until we grow ourselves. You know, we can only give another as much as what we've been able to give ourselves and therefore receive, you know. So yeah, it's a beautiful time. And, you know, I think it's really, it's such an incredible time for us to really dig deep and look within. And, you know, we have to not listen to this chaos around us, you know, this chaos that is currently going on around us. It's so well orchestrated, actually, one thing after the other. And, you know, this divide and conquer and fear. And there's just everything, every possible thing is being thrown at us right now, from diseases to illnesses to deaths to all this crazy, I mean, different sexes of people, whatever. I don't want to say transgenderism because it's not that, but this he, she, it, whatever, and the fights going on about the world is a mad place right now. So it's incredible just to be able to take this time now more than ever and just take the journey within. Just sit with yourself, pray, meditate, write, just be. And the most difficult times will prove to be the most fruitful. Really, they will, if you sit through them.
And I just wanted, before we answer Kathy's question, I just wanted to say, and this again is my personal opinion, if people are interested in things like the RV and they've bought currencies or they've bought gold and silver and things like that, I have no problem with that at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it's like, collect that and then get on with your life. There's a big difference. There's sensible decisions we can all make for ourselves. Like, just like a squirrel spends the whole year collecting acorns and burying them to get them through the winter. I'm not talking about not having resources around you that can help you with this life that we're living in our current reality. That's absolutely fine. But there's a big difference between making sensible decisions for yourself, in my book, and then resting everything on the outcome of those decisions. So if you want to go and buy your currency or buy some healing tools, absolutely fine, and then get on with living your best life. And if it comes to you, absolutely amazing. You're in that time where you've got on and lived your life. You'll have raised your vibration, developed new skills that you can share with others, so you can contribute even more back to the world with what you want to do. So that's my view on it. I'm absolutely loving all this participation we're getting from everyone. Really appreciate you so much being here, because this is just so important. It's just recognizing everyone's gift, everyone's lessons. And when you honestly share your thoughts and feelings and emotions and lessons like this, every single person here benefits from it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Chanti, I'd really like your wisdom for Kathy here about, she's never used a journal before. What do I journal for? How long?
Oh, lovely. Well, you get yourself just a normal book, pen, paper, whatever, and it's something you would do in the morning. So just to start writing, and guys, not typing. writing, scribing, because, words have energy. And as you write, the shape and the form of the words all have their own frequency and vibration as well. So to write, and you can just start by writing down your thoughts, your feelings. Very often to write a letter to someone that you may never give them, but to be so honest, so not necessarily frustrated. It might be a beautifully joyful letter that you never got to write to your brother or sister or something like that. It could be a very loving letter. It could be a very angry letter, but it's an emotional expression. Sometimes to say it to the person is a very, very empowering thing. So just to write your thoughts, your feelings, the good things, relive memories that you bringing up. Sometimes if memories inside of us are triggered or we start bringing them up, they're a little bit dodgy. So as you write, somehow writing helps to bring clarity. Your dreams, very, very important to write your dreams. Your dreams are such an important and such a powerful messenger from the Creator. Write down your dreams, your thoughts, what color they were, what you felt in your dreams. Dreams are very, very profound. My dreams, wow, they are incredible.
I've got my husband, my genes, and I think if I put them any wider, if I put them in a book, I'd probably be locked up in a loony asylum. But they're absolutely amazing. They're quite exhausting, though. Gosh, I'm busy in my dreams.
Sometimes, when you're with the partner, after when you have a dream that he's cheated on you.
Yeah, absolutely. But so this conversation, I think for me, I've loved it. Thank you so much, everyone, for your comments and contributing. We really, really appreciate you. There's been people from all over. If you do like this conversation, please do consider hitting the like button and sharing it, because both our channels are very, very shadow banned at the moment. You would not believe the weird and wonderful things that YouTube do. So we do really appreciate that, because the thing is, when you hit the like or share it, then more people get a chance to see it. So, and Chanti, thank you so, so much. I'm sure we'll be back for more of these. Let us know in the comments below whether you like the live format, because we both really like it, because we love the interactions. So let us know whether that works for you. And any final words from you before we go?
Oh, just thank you for having me. And I really love your audience. I recognize a couple of them from my channel as well. And yeah, guys, just, enjoy, breathe, laugh, have fun, despite what's happening. The whole thing is just to keep your frequency high. I know it might sound a lot easier said than done, but honestly, the more we get into these patterns of just doing it, it becomes the natural way of being. So it's kind of like getting that momentum going. It's a beautiful time. And I'd like to invite you, you're going to be on my channel next week this time, on Solutions with Aquarius Rising Africa. So please join us then with Catherine, and we're going to be talking about, amongst other things, load shedding. Okay, what we're experiencing in South Africa, the benefits of load shedding as well, how we've been having it for a decade or more now. In fact, I think it's more than a decade, definitely. But really incredible, amongst other things as well. But we thought we would talk about the whole load shedding, since Europe and everything is starting to get it big time as well. It's a little bit scary, but exciting. It's a time, the world is changing as well. We've got to start doing things differently. So good times. Yeah.
And this community, we're all going to change and help each other through those changes. So we will let you go, because I don't like to keep everyone for too long. Thank you so much. All the details in the description box below for how you connect with Chanti and Chanti Mornay on their 2 channels. And as I said, we will be back next week on Chanti's Solutions with Aquarius Rising for another discussion. We'd love you all to join us. Thank you so much, everyone. Lots of love.
God bless everyone. Take care.
Bye.